Hi guys, it's episode 8 of the Obi-Wan podcast, made possible by BetWinner. We've had a little hiatus over the festive period. We have allowed Jose Mourinho, for goodness sake, to pick up a bit of traction. Not that it needed any help. The special one has knocked it out the park as we suspected it would. But we're back, Johnny. We're back in our studio and we've got Victor Boniface on the way. A little bit on him in just a moment, but great to see you, my friend. All
Great to see you too, mate. How was the Christmas?
I love your outfits. A lot of people do on our YouTube channel as well. You are rocking. For me, this is your best outfit of the season so
really?
far. You've got the high tops. You're looking. You know
Thanks
what you're
for
looking
that.
like. You're looking like a professional footballer tonight, John.
I probably say the same with you, man.
No,
I probably say this is your best T-shirt I've seen. You know, it's got Dior there, mate. Is that Dior?
Yeah, this is Karama in Dubai. If anyone knows where that is.
You know, you weren't the designers. It's got the Dior on.
It's live up to you with the Tommy Hilfiger socks on. Don't think I've not noticed them either, John. You're looking resplendent as what you are. Jose Mourinho, quick word on him. What an episode. It's gone absolutely bananas. We've got TalkSport jealous of us.
Yep.
I know Jim White was having a bit of a pop. I saw it, Jim, if you're watching. I know exactly what you were getting at. It's you, John. You've got friends in high places.
Oh, well, yeah, it's been amazing, like you said. I mean, Mourinho's episode is, like we suspected, it's, you know, it's not like we needed it. We knew what we were getting.
Incredible.
You know, box office, as always, that's what it is. And he gave us everything we needed. And it's been doing great, and everybody loves it. I mean, my phone has been going off about, you know, how everybody loves it and how
he came across so well.
He came across so well, and he gave us everything. He spoke so well. He told us everything we needed. He went really, you know, deep insight of so many things that we didn't know about, which was really good.
And a lot of my friends who have listened and watched the podcast, they're all asking, is that the real Jose? Was that the real Jose?
That is the more mature Jose right now. I mean, when he was a younger Jose, like he said,
he was mental.
I mean, like I said, like John Terry said, like a few of my ex-colleagues will always say, he's the only guy that when you see him, it still gives us, you know, we still get never seeing him because we know what we went through with him. But it was just for our own good. Yeah. To make us to because he knows we have it in there. You have to improve. You have to play a bit. But the way he got it out of us was a total different way compared to what the kids right now go through. And like you said, if he's done that to the kids right now, he'd probably be in jail.
Incredible.
Probably locked up by now.
Yeah, that's what he said. Yeah. Great respect between you both as well. He was fun. If you haven't watched that, episode 7 of the Jose Mourinho podcast, you can get it on all your usual podcast platforms. You can just watch it as well on our YouTube channel. From the special one to a special one of sorts. Yeah. Victor Boniface is our special guest. We're waiting for him to join our call now and to join this podcast. 16 games in the Bundesliga this season, 10 goals, 7 assists, 5 games in the Europa League, 4 goals and an assist, I believe. 23 years of age. This boy is, I know Victor Osimhen, Nigeria goes gaga for him. Yeah. Victor Boniface is, what a talent.
What a talent it is. I mean, I think, like you said, everybody's going gaga about Victor Osimhen, and obviously, rightly so. He's done really well. He's been playing really well for the past couple of seasons. But Boniface is another young kid coming out of the block that people need to know who this kid is. Yeah. He's special. You know, he's a complete for me. What I say, a complete striker. He still has a lot of room to improve, but he will become a complete striker, you know, in the next couple of years. You know, he's got the physique, he's quick, he's good on the ball, technically very good. And it's difficult to see strikers that are that big, that is that physically big and strong and powerful and then good on the ball as well. Yeah. Like we've just touched on that. His assist as well, not just scoring goals, his assist. And that's something that I think that will make this kid really special, really special. And I can't wait to see what his journey is going to be in the next 2-3 years.
Yes, well, he joins us now. I'm delighted to say that Victor Boniface is joining us over in Nigeria. Of course, he's building up to the African Cup of Nations. We'll get into that as well. But Victor, great to have you on the podcast. Welcome.
Do you understand his English, though? He's Scottish, man. Sometimes I don't even understand his English.
Yeah, I understand.
He's good. He's lived in Norway. He's a dodgy English before.
Dodgy English. How are you? How's Christmas? How's the family? All good?
Yeah, it's been good, Spending time with family is also always good. So
you're in Nigeria right now, Victor, yes?
Yeah, I'm in Nigeria now.
So I'm right in saying it's the German winter break. So what's your plans now? Are you resting and then do you go straight into international camp?
Yeah. Right now, I'm spending time with my family. Then hopefully waiting for the list for the AFCON. So then, if I make it, then I travel with the team for training camp.
So you do not go back to Germany. You're literally resting and then national team.
Yeah, hopefully.
Okay.
Oh, very humble. Look at him. He says, "If I make it, come on."
Exactly. You're gonna make it, Victor.
He's very humble.
He's unlike the other Victor that we had. He knew he was making it. He's too humble.
Yeah. How many man list is it? Is it 23 man list? Is it?
There's a rumor of like 25 man list, I think.
Okay, you'll be fine. Well, listen, let's get into this. Victor Boniface, it's an absolute pleasure to have you on the Obi-Wan podcast, made possible by BetWinner. You are one of the hottest striking talents on the planet, and I say that to embarrass you, but it's true. 10 goals, 7 assists in 16 Bundesliga games this season. A remarkable start to life at Bayer Leverkusen. Before we get into that, though, I want you to tell me about the man who is sitting to my right. Victor Osimhen called this man a legend. Is he a legend in your household?
Yeah, of course, it's a living legend in Nigeria. It's a big every young football player respect this man. Yeah. He's a legend. He represents the country so good. So he's one of the biggest legends we have here in Nigeria.
How much have you paid him to say that, John?
Paid him a lot of money to say that.
And it's only right, I've got to ask you, John, you're aware of this young boy. He's burst on the scene this season. Of course, he did so last season, top goal scorer of the Europa League. This season with Bayer Leverkusen. How impressed have you been with Victor?
I've been very impressed with Victor. I haven't really watched him. I didn't watch him until this season. I've heard about him, but I haven't really watched him until this season. But I've been hearing rumors about him. There's this new kid on the block, coming up, also called Victor. So I thought, okay, was it Victor Osimhen? I thought, no, okay, there's another Victor. And then I looked properly into it, and then it's him. I mean, he reminds me of a certain striker. He's complete striker. When you watch him play, he scores goals. He's good on the ball, very technically very good.
Yeah.
Holds up the ball, and also quick as well, which is something you need from a striker. So, I mean, he's doing really well. And all I have to say is that, the sky will be your limit if you continue playing like this and keep, working hard. I'm pretty sure you'll do well in the Nations Cup and bring the trophy back home.
Oh, no pressure, Victor.
Hopefully. Thanks a lot. I really appreciate it.
Winning has always been my driving force. Growing up, I dreamt of playing for the Nigerian national team. My passion led me there. The support and unity of players and Nigerian fans led us to the final. Together, we won the African Cup of Nations. A moment that will forever be carved in my heart. Join the winning team with BetWinner.
Let's talk about this season in Germany with Bayer Leverkusen. You guys are everyone's second favourite team, Victor. The football that Xabi Alonso has you guys playing, it must be a real treat for you to play in a team that plays such attacking football.
Yeah, of course, it's a good feeling when you play against a good coach like Xabi, He's the type of coach that wants to keep the possession and the playing style. And myself, before coming to this team, I played against them last season in the Europa League. So when we played against them back then when I was in Union, I know they are a really good team. So when they came, they want me, then I know this is like a perfect team for me, and they brought in good player, experienced player like Granit in the team also. So the team is compiled of like young football players which are determined. And to have a coach like Xabi, great guy, great coach, football legend, play with top coaches in his time. So I'm really happy I'm part of this team, and we see what it leads us to.
It's interesting you say when Bayer Leverkusen came calling, were there a lot of clubs in the summer You know, I look, Victor, at the exploits. You were the joint top goal scorer in the Europa League. Were there a lot of clubs chasing your signature in the summer?
Yeah, of course. There's team in couple of team in Germany, couple of team in France, couple of team in England also. But I chose Leverkusen because of the way they play, and I think during then I think it fit the way I play also. So that's why.
Xabi Alonso, John, you played against him. I mean, as a manager, he's proving to have the Midas touch. He was a handy midfielder back in his day as well.
I mean, what a fantastic footballer he was, obviously. I got to play against him so many times when he played for Liverpool. So many battles we had together. What a great footballer he was. Technically very, very good on the ball. Obviously, he can't cover the ground as much.
No, he's a bit like you.
He's a bit like me. But that's why he had the likes of Mascherano and Steven Gerrard. Yep. These are the guys who covered the ground. But Xavi was very, very good on the ball. You know, technically very, very good. His long passes, his short passes, the way he reads the game, the way his football IQ was second to none. Very, very good footballer. And it's just like he said, I mean, you played against them last season, and then you saw the way they played, and it's really nice to hear that just because of that you decided to fit your career, just so you can play where you see that you will fit. Which is something really good. It's not like you went for the money or you decided to go. You wanted to go somewhere where you will grow as a footballer, which is something really nice to hear from a young football player like you.
Yeah, it was not. It's not just about what I want. Also, it's like what they also want. Like they were also, because after the game, some journalists asked the coach like, "What do you think of Victor?" And he said like, "Oh, it's a good player." And they asked him like a tricky question like, maybe see me like a player who can play in the Bundesliga, you know? And he said to them, he's a good player. So after that game, I think after the first game we played in Leverkusen, we played 1-1, which I scored against them. And 2 days later, my agent called and said to me, Leverkusen is interested. They want to talk, you know. So and stuff like that want to make me to do more, because coming from Nigeria, and everyone know about Xabi, and to play under him is a great feeling, you know.
Yeah.
So when they came, it's a lot of good team also, but I picked this team because of the way they play. Like, I just don't want to leave Belgium to another club just because I want to make transfer. No, I just want to leave to go fit in to a good club, like play my style of football. And lucky to me, everything is working really good. Me myself, the club didn't expect this soon, but I know how good I am, but not this fast, you know, coming to a new country, adapt so quick. I think it's blessing from God, but at the same time, I give credit also to my teammates and the coaching staff.
Yeah, talk to us about Xabi and the influence that he's had on you, Victor. How much has he helped you settle in the country off the pitch? And then tell us a little bit about him on the training pitch. We've seen the Instagram stories. He could still be playing in midfield, I think, for Leverkusen.
For sure.
I mean, his passing range.
His passing range is unbelievable, isn't it?
Yeah, his passing is crazy. I remember after I signed the first day, I was to have like a meeting with him in his office, and he was telling me about the game plan and everything, why they want me. To be honest, I was not even thinking about what he was saying to me, because at that point of time, I was like dreaming me sitting close to Xabi, you know. In my head, I was like, Coach, can you just stop so I can take a picture with you? Then in my head, I was thinking this, because I didn't believe this. But what a great coach, you know. Everybody know him as a good player, also great, fantastic, won everything to be won in football. It really helped me a lot, you know. He tried to advise me, because I think for example, he gave me an example like Drogba. I said when he played against Drogba is strong, this, and he won the same from me, you know, because me, I'm the type of guy I just want to.
He didn't give you an example when I played against him? Come on.
No. we didn't.
He didn't tell you how good I was when I played against him?
Of course, everybody knew how good he was, but he was talking about like a striker, like comparing.
I know. I'm just joking.
Yeah, he said when he played against Drogba, I stopped up and everything. So he was trying to like put that mentality in my head, because I'm the type of guy that I just want to have a good game, even though I'm not scoring goals. I just want to have a good game as long as we are winning. So he want to try to change that mentality for me to be a fighter, which have been helping me. So, and like I said, it's a top coach. Even in the training, you can see him when he passed the ball and everything. My first training section I had with the team, they were doing like a shooting practice, him and Grimado with some other guy. The way they shoot the ball, I just don't want to go there, because the technique is top. It's top.
Yeah.
Top.
No. I mean, I remember when we used to play against Liverpool. He was one player that obviously Jose Mourinho always used to say, do not give him time on the ball. We never used to give Xavi time on the ball, because when you give him time on the ball, he is going to pick that pass. It doesn't matter where the player is, he will pick that pass. He was that good for a manager to always say, don't give him space. That's how good he was.
The other thing about him, Victor, and you can confirm or deny this, when I remember watching Xabi Alonso, very rarely did you ever see him angry. He was always quite placid. He was always quite level-headed. Is he like that as a coach, or do the teacups every now and again, do they go flying in the dressing room?
No, he's always like this calm and gentle. I think I only saw him angry one time. It was against Dortmund when we were losing first half. Then when we came in the dressing room, he was so angry, screaming. And after the game, he said to us, "It's not like this. It's just the moment," which I understand. But he's calm, super calm.
That's because you guys have never been in that situation quite a lot this season. You guys always winning, so you've never been in that situation. But I mean, I don't know him as a manager, but I mean, long may you guys continue to win, and I hope you guys, win. Win the Bundesliga. Win the Bundesliga this season, because I mean, Bayern have been winning it for so many years. So it'd be nice to see a new club win it.
Yeah, it would be nice. We have a long season ahead of us, and we finished the top of the league, and now my brain is not on the Bundesliga. Now, if I make it to the Nations Cup, my head is on the Nations Cup. So if I make it, then I wish the players there to continue doing what we've been doing, winning games. Then we see after the Nations Cup.
Yeah, we will get to Nigeria and the African Cup of Nations, Victor. I've got to just labour the point on Bayer Leverkusen. What's been the secret to your success? I've watched an awful lot of you. Big wide pitch, Grimaldo wide on the left, Jeremy Frimpong, formerly of Man City, formerly of Celtic. He's been a revelation. Florian Wirtz, I'm a huge fan of. And then you, of course, at the top end of the pitch, getting the goals. Talk us through what Xabi's trying to get you guys to do and what the kind of philosophy is at the football club.
I think the way he wants us to play is not just an individual. That's why if you see a player like Grimaldo, sometimes you see him in the midfield, sometimes you see him in the wing. So he wants us to even if we are not even playing in our own position, he wants us to try to help the team, to always put the team first. So like me, sometimes I go to the side, Flo is striking, Jeremy is on the wing back. I think after my first 3 games with Leverkusen, I said to Jeremy, I was like, bro, I don't know what formation we're playing, because sometimes I see you right back, sometimes I see you as a wing back. So as long as we are keeping the ball, pass and
just
move,
moving,
as long as we are moving, everyone is passing. You don't lose the ball too easily, and we have player like Granit in the engine room for us to communicate with, because he's been playing this for long, and we, the young guys, is trying to help us. So that's why I have player like Granit. But the rest, we are just enjoying the moment, trying to, like he always said to us, keep the ball always. Keep the ball. Even in training, we do a lot of possession so that we can get to know each other more in the game.
Granit Xhaka, I want to talk about Granit, because there's a man who polarises opinion, it's fair to say. Even some Arsenal fans, for goodness sake, weren't big fans of Granit. But I tell you what, John, he has proven himself this season. What an important footballer he is. Did you have any clashes? Did you and Granit pass each other? Maybe he just came after you?
Yeah, I think he just came after me, yeah. No, we didn't.
Are you a fan?
I think when I watch him, though, I think towards the end of his career at his time at Arsenal, I started to watch him quite a bit, and I started to see what he actually does for the for the team. He's that player that is, it's like a box-to-box kind of player, isn't it? Midfield player, and he can get you goals as well. So I mean, when I watched him at Arsenal, I saw what he was doing. He didn't take part in the build-up of the game as much, but then he was very clever, with his timing on the box. And I think that's something he does for you guys as well. He's been fantastic, isn't he, this season for you guys? He's playing really, really well. And I think that's when some Arsenal fans look back now, they'll say, except they go on to win the Premier League. But I mean...
they would have loved to have kept him. I think he himself has said that Mikel Arteta wanted to keep him.
Yeah,
but Xabi Alonso, persuasive man,
yeah.
He felt that he'd be a vital cog. What's he brought to the football club, Victor?
Experience. Yeah, I right from a young age, I'm Arsenal fan, but that's not all my life. So I understand what you're saying about Granit, but it's a different guy in the team. It's experience, it's maturity, it's top professional, it's top. Like I said, we have a young squad, but with Granit, it's like we've been playing this for a long time because he talked to us, he tried to advise us a lot. So I think the experience there.
So we've got a Chelsea legend, we've got a big Man United fan, and we've got a big Arsenal fan in the house, Victor. We weren't aware of this. If we knew that, you wouldn't have got an invite on this podcast. No, I'm only joking. Arsenal, I've got to ask then, are you hopeful? Do you think they'll go all the way this season and win the Premier League?
I don't know about that.
It's Man City, of course.
I think that's something, going to the Arsenal thing. The Arsenal thing is always where kids, again, going back to the Canu thing, kids growing up, same as me. Like I said, I grew up supporting Arsenal because of one person.
And a lot of people have accused you of lying on that. You definitely were an Arsenal fan.
I was an Arsenal fan growing up.
One or two Nigerians not happy with that. But you were an Arsenal fan.
I was an Arsenal fan. I loved watching Arsenal. And it was just because of Kanu as well. It's that thing that, where a Nigerian player plays, you tend to support your own. So I think that's why I supported Arsenal growing up. But now when you watch the younger kids coming up, everybody's, because of me, Victor Moses, everybody has moved to Chelsea.
Any Man United fans as a Gallo? Anyone supporting Man United?
Not as much, no.
Not much.
So it's actually between Chelsea and Arsenal, I think.
Victor, growing up as a young boy following football, Arsenal, your club, who were your kind of heroes growing up? I know Xabi Alonso's mentioned Didier Drogba to you, and we spoke to Victor Osimhen on a previous episode, and he said that he modelled his game on Didier. For you personally, who were the strikers that you look to kind of help mould your game?
To be honest, during my childhood, I have none, because right from my academy here in Nigeria until I moved to Europe, I was a midfielder, I was playing number 10. I was never a striker. So they converted me to a striker when I got a few months before coming to Europe. So when I was supporting Arsenal, I love I watch a lot of midfield. Even up to this present time, I watch a lot of midfielders' videos. But then in Arsenal, I support Sami Nasri a lot. I watch his video a lot, and Santi Cazorla, also player like this. Even up to this moment, I like to watch videos like this just to get out in tight spaces, because scoring goals we come, but try to help your team in different way. So I watch a lot of dribblers, a lot. Well, as a striker, it's Cristiano. I watch a lot of Cristiano also. But right from when I was young, I was never a striker. They changed me a few months before coming to Europe.
Note, John, that he never watched you.
No,
it was all the flair players that Victor was watching.
Only the flair players. But I was always a flair player when I played for the national team. I was a main man. I was a man. I was a Zizou.
Have you just likened yourself to Zinedine Zidane?
I was a Zizou, yeah.
Wow. We'll not cut that from the podcast. So interesting there, Victor. You mentioned there that Samir Nasri, Santi Cazorla. So, and it kind of chimes, because when you look at your stats, and John's right to point this out, you're not just a goal scorer. You've got 10 goals in 16 games, but you've got 7 assists. And if my research is correct, you're second in the Bundesliga assists chart, which is a blooming great stat as well.
Yeah, like I said, when I play, I want to have fun at the same time. As long as my team is winning and we are scoring goals, winning the game is important for me. But at the same time, I want to have fun, and this is what Leverkusen is bringing. You know, the way we play, not just one man is scoring or one man is assisting. The goals is spreading among everybody in the team. I think Grimado in the league has 6 goals, 5 assists. Jeremy have 5 goals, 6 assists coming from a wing back. So this is the type of football I love to play. You know, try to help. Even if I'm not scoring, even if I'm not assisting, try to be the third man before they go. This is the type of player I am. I just want to bring positivity into the team, try to help the team in any way. So this is the type of player.
I want to ask about a player who has been likened to a former Chelsea player, a Chelsea player who was gone down in the record books, Kai Havertz, the man who won Chelsea their second European Cup back in 21 against Man City. Of course, he's now moved on to Victor's beloved Arsenal. He started to pick up a bit of form. But talk to me about Florian Wirtz, if you can, Victor, because there's a young boy. I watch a lot of German football and I get excited. He's diminutive. He likes to pick the little spaces in between the defence and the midfield. He's got goals. He's got a lot of assists. And I read an article saying that he was one of the big reasons that you chose Leverkusen as well. You're a big fan of your teammate.
Yeah. Before joining Leverkusen, before we played the game, we had an interview when they asked me what did I think about Flo. And when I was in Belgium, I don't have time to watch the Bundesliga only when it's a big game between Borussia Dortmund and Bayern Munich, you know. So they asked me about this guy, and I said to the journalist, I don't know this guy. And the journalist said something to me. He said, "You will know him in the game." I said, "Okay, I'm looking forward to it." So after the game, which I scored, and he scored also. So when I was linked to Leverkusen, then I had to watch some of the videos, you know. Then I saw him, the way he played, and I watched him. More, this guy is a magician. What we are not surprised what he's doing on the game, because in training it's crazy. When he's with the ball, nobody wants to mark him. He's so good. He's fast, he's strong, skillful. He has the strength. You know, sometimes you see a number 10 that can use the ball without defending, but he can do all. He can defend, he can attack, he's skillful. But in training, I try to play a lot with him just because I want the same energy in the game, you know, try to understand the type of player he is, so he can help me a lot in the game. That's why I say, I think out of my 6 assists, I gave him 4. Out of his 5 assists, he gave me 3. So yeah, so before coming, I tried to study what type of player, what kind of pass he will give to me. I know I will play 2 touch. What kind of pass he will give to me, I'll return 1 touch. But if you watch our game, you see the connection is there. You think we'll be playing together for a long time, no? Because I watch before coming, I watch him. Then he's been helping me a lot. But and top guy also.
I always wonder about connections at football clubs, John. You know, he's talking there, Victor. Him and Florian just seem to click. Yeah. Your Chelsea days, who had that kind of feeling, partnership?
Oh, probably. I think probably between me, Frank, and Ashley, because Ashley was a guy who was always bumping on the left side. So there was this pass where we always play whereby, because I'm the deeper midfield player, so I hit it to Frank, and Frank lays it off to me. Before he lays it, Ashley's already gone. He's already gone. You don't have to look. You just hit it. He's there. So that's one of the connection you have with players. It just happens automatically. Yeah. So that's something I had with Frank, and that's something that we did so many times in the games. And and every time you do it, it works. You're like, how come nobody's caught up to that? It keeps working. But it's just something that just comes naturally. So
it's interesting because you've said on this podcast, there was great respect between you and Frank, but it wasn't as if you were best mates. Because I've always wondered, sometimes you think to yourself, the best connections, you have to be friends off the pitch, but you don't. That's a misconception.
No, exactly. I mean, at the end of the day, you guys are there, you guys are friends, you come to work every day, you see each other, you guys are, in training, you have fun, you enjoy yourself, you laugh, you make jokes. But then when the training is done, when everything is said and done, and you have your lunch, you go back home and you just want to sit at home, just be lazy at home, watch your TV. If you have kids, you spend time with your kids, with your family and all. You don't have time to call your friends and say, come on, let's go hang out, let's go out for a coffee. Because you don't have time for that, because the next morning you're back in again. So you don't really have time for that. That's why we never had that kind of thing. So the only place for us to build that connection and that bond was on the training pitch. On the training pitch and the games, that's where when we win, we build bonds, we celebrate, we have a drink, in the dressing room before we go home. So that was our team bonding, not really much outside.
Then on that point then, Victor, are you and Florian, are you friends away from the pitch, or is it very much similar to what John said there? The connection comes on the training pitch?
Yeah, it's the same as what you said. The connection came from the training pitch. I have outside the football is I have another teammate like Jeremy, for instance, Eddie. We have that connection outside football. At home, we see each other, but me and Flo is when we are in training, when we're playing game. We talk, of course, we talk once in a while in the dressing room. We talk, we chill, but not like we do something outside. I have like Jeremy, for instance. We are friends on pitch outside. But with Flo, it's on training ground. Training ground, we come with so many ideas, not we chat after. No. It's just on only football.
It's amazing that.
Yeah,
you know this, John, and obviously Victor knows this. Maybe a lot of people listening or watching this podcast don't. You guys have a big thing in common.
What's that?
You both made your move into Europe via Norway. Now, I've been to Norway. It's blooming cold. And the last time I went to Norway, there's snow. There's not much snow in Nigeria the last time I checked. So, I mean, John, you've touched on it with me in the past.
Amazing place, though.
It's
a fantastic place.
I mean, the women are beautiful in Norway. I'll say that.
The women are fantastic.
It is
beautiful. It's a country where you are probably one of the most beautiful, I think.
Yeah, Scandinavian
women,
just incredible. How much did you enjoy your time at Bodo Glimt, Victor?
Football-wise, good, but outside football, not so good because I stay far in the north.
Yeah, you were.
He's trying to say he didn't get involved in the whole thing.
No, he was too far away from it. That was Oslo. That was Saturday nights in Oslo.
Yeah. Oslo is top city, but I was from Bodo. I live like 3-minute walk to my stadium. From my house to the airport, if you take a taxi, it's 2 minutes. So it's like a small place and it's so cold. After training, you go home and sleep. There's nothing else to do. You can't do anything.
He picked the airport, so it's easier to fly them in, isn't it?
Fly
them in,
and
straight to the airport, to his house, and from his house to the airport, and
you can fly anybody. You know, how Norway is not salary-wise. It's not that good for you to bring in anybody. So you have other stuff to care. But then it was good, I spent, I think, three years in Norway, won the league twice, came second one time. But football-wise, it was chaos for me. It was really, 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 really bad for me, I think I have more bad story than good story there. But that's life, because I remember I signed in Norway. After 2 weeks, I got ACL. I got injured.
Really?
I was supposed to. Yeah. After signing 2 weeks, I was preparing for Under-20 World Cup. Then I got ACL. So I was ruled out for, I think, 6-7 months.
6-7 months, yeah.
Yeah, I ruled out. After which I just signed. So I came back after 6-7. I think I came back last 3 games of the season, which I played with. We came second. The next year, we won the league. So the next year, we won the league. During the final, the last game to decide the league, which we won, the last game, we were celebrating in the dressing room, which we just won the league again back to back. We're celebrating, drinking. You know the feeling when you're in the league. Celebrating, jumping around and everything. After that, that was in Oslo. So we traveled back to our city, which is Bodo. When we get to the airport, there's this big van waiting for us. So we came in, went to the van, drive around the city and saying hi to the people. Went to the stadium, partying, drinking, jumping, everything. I went home. And before this, I was linked to we agreed like a deal already with Club Brugge in Belgium. Yeah, so I was linked to them. So mine was just to finish the season and travel to Belgium for medical and all that stuff. So after when we were partying, drinking, everything, I went home, I slept. When I woke up, my leg is like this.
Ooh, swollen.
My leg was swollen. I thought it was nothing serious because maybe it was just swollen from my past injury.
Yeah.
I went to the train. I went to the training ground the next day. I spoke to the doctor. We went to do an MRI scan. And when I saw the doctor come with a big fire, something bad happened, and they told me I torn my ACL again.
Ooh.
During that time, it was hell. I didn't even wait for us to get the trophy. I speak to the coach. I said I want to go back to Nigeria. So I traveled back to Nigeria. It was the worst. And during this time I'm telling you about, I'm the only child of my mom. Then I lost my mom during this process also. So I lost my mom during that time. I had injury, lost a big transfer for me to travel to Belgium. My head was gone.
Whoa.
To be honest with you, I started doing crazy stuff. Like I almost quit. Like I was thinking, what should I do after football? Because at the age of 21, 22, I had 2 ACL. Losing my mom also, it was so difficult for me at this point of time. So I came back. I think I came back to Nigeria. I was like, my weight was like 83, 84. I came back because they said to me I have to do surgery, or I might not play for 1 year, 2 months, which is 40 months, a long time. So when I came back to Nigeria, I lost my head. I started doing crazy stuff. I came back, my weight went to 97 from 80 something. Because I almost give up, I almost give up. When we resume, we're going for Spain. At this point of time, it was not even that painful, until we were going for preseason. So I have to fly with the team because I need to build strength for my knee before my surgery.
Yeah.
So I traveled to the team to Spain for preseason camp, and we were sitting outside. Everybody was putting on football shoes. I was the only one with training canvas. I was like, fuck my life. At that time, to be honest, I was going through it. It was difficult for me. So I had my surgery. I keep believing in God, trusting, training a little bit. Then I think after 5 months, we were playing the Conference League and we were in the same group with Roma. So I fly with the team to Rome for the game. So like 45 minutes before the game, I was in the VIP section, walking around trying to get something to eat. Then I received a call from my agent. So I was like, why my agent calling me when he knows we have a game by this time? So I picked and he said to me, hey Vic, I just want to let you know some clubs saw you, some sport directors saw you in Rome, and they were asking me, what's the situation when are you back from injury? Like they want to try something with me, this. Then that gave me confidence back. Okay, I said to myself, I haven't played ball for like six months, and this is coming, so I need to start training really hard. Then my mentality changed because I believe, okay, if I'm injured and people are thinking about me, so what will happen when I'm back playing
when
football?
you're still playing, when you're back playing,
So I changed the mentality. I started training hard to come back. So I think I came back from the injury last game of the season, which the coach gave me 1 minute to play. My leg didn't touch the ball, but we won the league also again. But I was not part of the team because I only played 1 game. So I came back to Nigeria for holiday again, started working out because I believe in myself. I believe in my talent. But the most important thing is God, So we came back and started playing, and sometimes you have little stuff with your coach. Why you're not playing this? Then I was the few time I was playing, I was actually doing really good, and an offer came, and they were ready to let me go, which I left to Belgium. So, but to cut the story short, in Norway, I didn't really enjoy the football. I didn't really enjoy myself, because
I think
people
almost. Yeah, I think we both had similar. Yeah. But I mean, your story is, it's
losing your mum.
Yeah,
Victor.
exactly. Losing your mom is, it's tougher than mine, obviously.
I mean, I can't even begin to fathom a foreign country. You've got a bad injury, a second ACL, you lose your mum. I can't even begin to think what you were going through, Victor. It's interesting you say you don't have fond memories. I've got to ask about your manager, Setil Knutsen, who is someone who has been linked with an awful lot of big jobs. Celtic in Scotland, I know Brighton were rumoured to be interested. Someone who is tipped for big things. Can you talk to us about him as a manager? Do you share those sentiments that he has a big future? And, when you lost your mother, was he a big presence for you? Was he a big reason that, to help you get back onto the straight and narrow again?
Sure. It's a great coach, great guy, great. During those time, he was there for me. Not just him, the whole team were there for me. And I was living in his own apartment because he has another apartment. So I was living there. In general, Norwegian people are top. They take care of foreign player in general. So
nice people, yeah.
But the coach is top. Trust me, he's top guy, top mentality. He want to win. He want to keep fighting. He want to do better and better and better. So I'm not surprised if we get linked to top clubs. I think he will do perfectly okay there.
Yeah, he is someone to keep a very close eye on. He's been in that job, I think, since 2018. It's a little bit of a surprise that he's not yet had his big break. You then make the move over to Belgium. You've had 2 ACLs. I'm trying to think on you, John. I can't remember. No. Again, I've not looked at your injury records.
No.
I don't remember you having any serious injury.
No. I didn't have an ACL, but I had I didn't have an ACL, but I had my adductor here pulled out from my. When you have this muscle here, there's.
Yeah. You're making my balls go inside me right now, Johnny. That looks painful. Just you pointing.
It is. It was painful when it happened, and it is fucking painful. I'm telling you, mate. Like when it happened, so this muscle here that connects between your thigh and your just stomach. Between here,
your
groin, yeah, just. Everything. It's not like, some people, they tore it and you tore it like a little bit of it comes out. Mine, the whole thing pulled.
Oh.
Yeah, the whole thing came off. And that was when I was in China. I was training.
You were an old man by then.
I was an old man by then, yeah. And I was training. And, obviously, as a midfield player, we do this turn. Obviously, when you turn. And it's not like strikers. Sometimes you train for So, but midfield players, we always turn around and, so I was training and then it happened and I was like, fuck, like something has happened. And when it happened and the first time it happened, I was like, shit, something just happened. But then I was like, okay, you know what, let me just carry on playing. And then I did the similar turn again where I had to turn around again and then the whole thing just came poof. And I was on the floor just shouting and screaming and shouting and screaming. And you know what the fucking doctors and the fucking Chinese team said? They said to me, you can't believe it. They say you pull your hernia. They said you've got your hernia, you've pulled your hernia. It's a hernia thing. I'm like, what do you mean it's a fucking hernia? It's not a hernia. And I remember then talking to my missus, she was like, are you sure is that what they said? I said, I don't know, but the doctor is telling me that I've done my hernia, so I need to go to the hospital and take my hernias off. And she's like, fuck no, you're not doing that. Make sure you buy your ticket and come back home.
So you came back to London.
So you come back to London and get a proper
assessment
and checkup. And I did that. I bought my flight. I came back to London, and then I went to the hospital. And then I did the check and everything, the test and MRI, and they said, you pull your muscles.
Your abductor, not your hernia.
Yeah, my abductor, exactly. Not my hernia. Thank God I didn't go to the fucking hospital to take my fucking hernias off. Imagine that.
Your career would have ended there and then if you'd done that. No Stoke and no Middlesbrough. Victor, then on the basis of that, your ACL injuries, both in the same knee or different knees? Same knee. So how do you then mentally, physically, it's all about taking time, mentally, my friend, how do you get over that?
Firstly, if you're from Nigeria, your mentality is different when you're coming from Nigeria because in Nigeria we're already prepared face anything over there because we know what we live behind. We know we need to fight for everything. So after this, like I said, I have my family that check on me every time, which is important for me at that time of my career. And I have my team also, which they were there for me also. So, but to be honest with you, I was really down. I was really down, like far from home. I had this problem. I was really down. But when I got the move away from Norway to Belgium, I was really happy because I think it's time for me to move from up north here, which it was so cold, So then I moved to Belgium. Union, not so big team also, but they know what they need. They want a player like me, also young player that they believe in me. Also, then that's why I sacrificed for the team, try to give my 100%.
Yeah, I want to talk about Union at Saint Gillois, and I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. It's always a bit of a mouthful. They are another football club that are doing things a bit differently, it's fair to say. I've been a huge fan in the last couple of years. To anyone viewing this, listening to this, the minority shareholder is Tony Bloom, man who owns Brighton and Hove Albion. Simon Adringa, who's been brilliant for Brighton this season. He had a spell over there with Union. They are a club to very much keep an eye on in the next few seasons. I've got no doubt about that. Talk to me about that experience, the environment there, and how much that helped you develop as a football player.
Yeah, actually, it was really good because I think I had my best time there in Belgium, because before coming, they really wanted me so bad. They want me, and to be honest, before coming to Union, I know nothing about this club. I had nothing about this club. Before coming, I also like some team from Netherlands also, some good team that really want me also. But the main reason I came to Union was because they were in the Europa League at that time. So I said to my agent, like, I know this other team is better than, at this point they are bigger than Union, but I want like a good stage, a world stage which I can showcase myself because I think I've missed a lot in football, so I want to showcase more in the Europa League. And I signed there, the coach, top guy. The coach is Xhaka for now. Top team, not compared to like Anderlecht, Club Brugge. We are not that standard, but top good players. We have so many young good players in the team. So last season was really good for us, but we messed it up like last 3 minutes of the game.
Yeah, talk to me about that. I remember this.
Uh,
It went viral. I hate to remind you of this, Victor, but
Yeah,
Toby
it
Alderweireld,
was.
former Spurs defender, back home for his hometown club in Royal Antwerp, deep in stoppage time. Take us through it. John won't be aware of this.
No.
Talk us through the whole day.
It was. I've never seen something like this. So before the last game, so it was between Union Genk and Antwerp.
Yeah.
So Antwerp is playing against Genk, and we are playing against Club Brugge.
Yeah.
So all we need to do is to win the game. That's for we need to. If we win the game, we will win the league because Genk is playing against Antwerp in Genk home. So it will be difficult for Antwerp to beat Genk in Genk.
Yeah.
So we will just need to win. So if we win, Genk win, we won the league. If we draw, Genk win, Genk won the league. If we win, Antwerp win, Antwerp won the league.
Yeah.
If we lose, Genk win, Genk won the league. So I think in the first 20-25 minutes, Genk scored. So Genk were leading 1-0, and we were playing 0-0. So first half, Genk is leading. Genk is first position.
Yeah.
We are in second position. Antwerp is in third position. So second half, 47 minutes, we scored. So we are winning the league.
Winning the league, yeah.
Genk is second position. Antwerp in third position. I think 47, Antwerp equalized. So Antwerp equalized. We are winning the league already.
Yeah.
Up to then, I think 75 minutes, Genk scored. So we already won the league because Antwerp is losing, and we are leading already.
Yeah.
89 minutes. Last three Last 3 minutes of the game, Club Rouge equalized. 1-1. The funniest part, they have the sculptor moving around with the trophy.
No.
Yeah. So 89 minutes, Club Rouge equalized.
Oh my
1-1.
God.
And Genk were leading at that time. So when they were in Genk here, we were drawing, they were celebrating. Then they were winning the league already. 92 minutes, we conceive one more goal, which is 2-1. We are losing at home 2-1. 95 minutes, 3-1. So we were out of the title race. Last 3 minutes, we conceded 3 goals in last 3 minutes. Then Genk were already the winner. They were winning the league. Then 96 minutes, Antwerp scored. Then Antwerp won the league.
Antwerp won the league.
Oh my God.
Toby Alderweireld popped up. An incredible goal, Victor. I know obviously you've not got good memories of this, but a remarkable finish. Royal Antwerp, Mark van Bommel, their manager, hadn't won the league in 70 odd years, and they go and get the job done. Now, I've got to ask Victor, what the heck was your dressing room like at the end of that game? Because you've got it in your hands at this point.
To be honest, we were quiet for like almost 1 hour. No one can say anything. Nobody, because we've been working so hard for this. You know, everybody don't want Antwerp to win the league, because in the Belgian league, when you finish the main league, so they share the points. So it's like a playoff. So after the main league, the first 1, 2, 3, 4 have to play playoff against each other. Then they will have to divide your points. So in the main league, we are leading Antwerp with like 5 points.
Oh.
So when you come to the playoff, they cut the points. Then it comes to 2.5. So for them to win the league, nobody won them, because imagine you topping them with 5 points and you went to playoff and they win the league.
Right.
In the dressing room, it was quiet. No one can say anything. Right. I went home. I can't even sleep. I was just thinking. What went wrong, what happened. This was, it's football.
We've talked about the Champions League final in 2008, John. What's the worst dressing room that you've ever been in terms of being absolutely gutted? Was that Barcelona game, the famous one, with all those decisions?
Yeah, I think that one. When Didier Drogba lost it. I think that one probably. I think the 2008 one. It was bad, but not as bad as the Barcelona. Yeah, because the 2008 one. Okay, we thought, okay, you know what, we can still we still have time. We can probably still win the Champions League. But then when the Champions League, the Barcelona one was like, because our focus then was like, if we beat Barcelona, for sure we're gonna win the Champions League at that time. And the whole incident happened, and then Drogba lost his shit, and everybody went crazy. And then you can imagine what the dressing room looked like. It was like the whole energy from the pitch, we took it into the dressing room. So it wasn't quiet. It was people screaming. It was people getting in fight with. I remember players getting in fight with the physios for not giving them what they wanted, to cut their tapes or to do that or do that. It was just screaming. It was like a fucking.
Yeah.
The dressing room was going to fall down. It was a total nightmare. And until everybody left, it was an actual nightmare.
Victor there saying he struggled to sleep. Was that an affliction that you suffered? If you lost a bad game or you played poorly, would you struggle to sleep?
Yeah, I was one. Yeah, when I had a bad game, I really struggled. Mostly. When I was younger, I didn't know how to deal with it. I used to beat myself down completely. Like, I didn't want to go out. I didn't want to talk to anybody. I didn't want to have a chat with anybody. I just wanted to lock myself, at home and don't answer my phone and just be there for a couple of days. Go back to training next day. Don't speak to anybody, because everyone is looking at you thinking, "Fuck me, you had a stinker yesterday." So that's what it looks like, because everybody's looking at you thinking, you had a stinker yesterday. So you didn't want to be that guy. And that's where I talk about, again, when the mentality of we back then compared to now, we were judged properly and very harsh. You know, you need to have balls to be able to withstand the pressure and the criticism from the manager, from your teammates, from the fans. You need to have balls to be able to deal with that. Now, you know, we're a bit more sensitive towards, I understand, you know, towards the younger generation like Victor. So, but back then, you know, we were judged pretty harshly.
And are you the same, Victor? A bad performance, a bad defeat, do you struggle to get over it?
Sure. Right now, if I win and have a bad game, then I start thinking what went wrong. I can't sleep.
But to be fair, Victor, you've not had many bad games this season. You've not lost.
Of
Bayer Leverkusen have not lost.
Yeah, that doesn't mean, but your own like individual performance also, you know. Sometimes when I have a bad game, you know, sometimes you might win a game and you yourself, you know, you didn't really do good.
Yeah.
Then you start questioning like what went wrong. So I'm that type of guy. If I have a bad game, I overthink what will happen in the training ground tomorrow. What will the coach say to me? What? So I'm like this, I can't sleep.
You know, you've said there that one season in Belgium, you were happy to get away from Norway. You have a good season, double figures goals. You're joint top goal scorer of the Europa League. And, you know, the Tony Bloom, I mentioned Tony's involvement in Union. He's Brighton owner. You know, I look at your makeup and your profile. You would seem like the perfect player for a Brighton and Hove Albion. You know, when you look at their identity and their recruitment, did a move to England, was that on offer for you before your move to Germany?
Maybe not Brighton, but maybe some other English team. But I said to my agent directly, like, moving from Belgium to England is not for me. I don't want to do this. I want to take another step. Another step. Yeah. To be honest with you, I never liked the Premier League.
Really?
Really?
Wow. Yeah. Why?
I don't think it's not my style. I love to play in Spain or Germany.
Yeah, but you have you have the qualities though to play in the Premier League. You're strong. You know you're a big guy. You're strong. You quick. You're very technically very good.
Yeah.
You know, when I watch some other strikers, I think when I watch you and I watch Victor, both of you can score goals. Both of you have the physicality, both of you are quick. But I think one thing that I think you have a bit more than Victor doesn't, you're very good on the ball. Victor, I'm not saying Victor's not good on the ball. Victor's good on the ball, but you're a bit more technical. Like you said as well, you played in the midfield, which probably something that helped you with that. But when I look at you, I watched you, you're like a complete, okay, you still have a lot of room to improve, but you seem like somebody, when you improve, you can be a complete striker. And I think also a Premier League, a club like an Arsenal or a Man City where they play good football, you know, we need to send the standard high. So probably, you never know, another 2-3 years in Germany, who knows? You know, a Man City or an Arsenal can come knocking on the door. So we hope to see you in the Premier League.
Victor, John here is turning into John Shitu is what he is. He's already sold Victor Osimhen to Chelsea. He's now trying to sell you to Arsenal. He's just trying to make money.
No.
That's what he is.
No, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying if the right moment for me to come to England is there, I will say no. But what I'm trying to say, like when I was young, I love Spanish league so much, like Spanish league and German league, because of the way they play. You understand, good football. You understand. But I'm not saying if I have an offer, a good offer to come to the England, I will refuse. No, but I'm just saying in general, I prefer to. If I have to pick one, I pick Spain. I pick to play in Spain.
Yeah.
That Xabi Alonso's in your ear already as well, Victor. He's telling you go to Spain first.
It's probably putting in a word. You know, we have some certain Carlo Ancelotti leaving to Brazil, isn't it? He's going to become the next Brazil manager.
We're joining the dots. We're joining the dots.
And there's a certain Xabi Alonso who, rumor-wise, you know, who will be heading to Spain, and you know, we can see the whole connection.
I have this mentality even before coming to Europe. I just love Spanish football.
Yeah, watch this space. It's really interesting to hear you say that. And you're at a football club, though, right now that seems perfect for you. Nucleus of young players playing a brand of football that really has got everyone talking in Europe. And listen, you know what? I can say this, Victor. We're fed up of Bayern Munich winning the Bundesliga. We want a new team to win it. And I tell you what, I know Borussia Dortmund have been the team for the last decade that have pushed Bayern
They've
close.
pushed Bayern, yeah.
But Leverkusen, it'd be a breath of fresh air.
It will be a breath of fresh air. I mean, they're playing fantastic football. I mean, I see the way they play. There's a similarity with Pep, you know, that two centre-back holding the ball and the two full-backs talking in the middle and then creating space, you know, for the number 10, the number 9, and the wingers. Everybody's tucked in there. It's about when the opponents move. When is the right time to pass the ball when the opponent move? You need to drag them out. You need to drag an opponent out. Yeah. So when you drag him out, and then your teammates run, you pass the ball, then there is a triangle over there where you can bounce it, and then you can bounce it there. It's about the right time.
Are you after the fucking Chelsea job with that tactical analysis there, John Obi? What on earth just happened? It felt like I was watching Jose Mourinho there, for God's sake. Watch the space on that, Mauricio. If you're watching this, John Obi's after your job. But he makes all salient points. Tactically, you guys are as good as there is, certainly from our opinion.
Yeah, I said it before. It's credit to the coach, you know. Credit. He played under Guardiola, Ancelotti, top coaches, so he knows what he's doing. You know, there's some games which we approach with different tactics, you know, but it's almost the same team pass and move, wait for the right time. We just move forward just because you want to move. No, we wait for this perfect time. And we have so much. We have like a good centre back that can play football, you know. Sometimes you have a team which from the midfield to the striker can keep the ball, but from the goalkeeper to the striker, everyone can keep the ball, which is really good for us.
We've spoken to a lot of people on this podcast, and I know Kevin De Bruyne, Xavi have talked about Pep Guardiola. He opened their mind to seeing football in a different way. Their understanding of football improved working under Pep. Working with Xabi over the last 4 or 5 months, Victor, has your appreciation for football changed? Are you watching the game? Are you seeing the game very differently now?
Of course. I see it different. The way, even in training, when we train, sometimes I might freeze for like 4 or 5 seconds to see the big picture, because you might think what you want to do is the right thing, you know, but when the coach try to explain something, then you see the bigger picture. Yeah. So, and sometimes I just stand and look, you know, why? For me, okay, what if we don't do it this way or we do it this way? But the coach is the boss, you know. He see everything, so he changed the mentality, totally different.
Yeah, incredible.
I think when you see these managers now, I think when I look at them, I didn't play under these managers, but one thing that I noticed with them is that they're very stubborn with the way they want to play. They're very stubborn with their idea and their philosophy. They will not change it. You have to buy into that. During our time, because we have so much senior players with so much egos, when things are not going well, we had our voice. The voices come out on the training page. And then you see players, not the likes of Jose Mourinho, not the likes of Carlo Ancelotti, but the rest of the managers we had. The players, the senior players, they go and they say, hold up. Okay, we've been doing this, it's not working. Let's change it. You know, let's change it. But then when I look at the likes of Pep now and Klopp, and I don't think these guys change. No. They don't change. No. Like also Arteta. I don't know if Xavi is like that. They will not change from their philosophy because they know what they're doing is right. You have to buy into. If you do it right, it works. Yeah. You know what I mean?
It works.
Yeah.
It works. Yeah. If you don't do it right, you come out as another player who can do also. And we have really good squad. So
you think you're gonna be? So you think you're gonna be in one more season, or we're looking in the summer thinking where's Victor headed this summer, next summer?
Right now, I'm waiting to shut up in New Year in the church. Then I focus on the national team. If I'm there, I'm not thinking. I'm the type of guy I don't think about what will happen in the next 3-4 months, 1 year. No, I live my life day by day. What happened today? What happened tomorrow? So right now, I'm focusing on the podcast. When I'm done, I'm going for training. That's the only thing on my mind.
I love that answer, Victor. John and I, before we popped on this podcast, we were discussing you and what you bring to a football team. And there's the small matter of another Victor Osimhen, who was on episode 2 or 3 episode 3 of this podcast. Yeah. Do you and Victor complement one another? I guess the $1 million question, do you feel that you and Victor Osimhen can play in the same team?
Sure, why not? We are good friends, we speak, we encourage each other. And I see Victor as, I respect him a lot, apart from football, but I say like a brother, Victor is a top guy, top. So boy, it all depends on the coach, everybody, the fans keep speaking, play Boniface and Victor, play Victor, Murphy, play this, but we just want to represent the country. When you come for a great country like Nigeria, it doesn't matter. You have to fight for the country. That's the most important thing. So with Victor doesn't mind who he's playing with. Same also, I don't mind who I'm playing with. I just want to help my team, same as Victor. But if we can play together, it will be really great for us.
That's the thing, though. Top strikers, they always have these things, though. When you have two good strikers in the national team or wherever, they always feel they can play together because they know they can play together. They would score goals, but then it's because one of them doesn't want to sit on the bench. Let's put it that way.
Right.
You know what I mean?
No.
That's the reason why. But then when you look at the team, does he affect the team though? Does he affect the balance, the shape of the team? But they always, when you have those two big strikers, when the team is not doing well, you can always see that they come together and they're starting to form this kind of thing whereby they go to the coach and say, we want to play together. We want to play together. We know we can play together. Those things always happen. It happened at Chelsea, it happened in the national team. But in Nigeria, in the national team, we've always played 4-3-3. That has always been our system. So I don't know what systems you guys play now, but the Nigerian system was always a 4-3-3. Even when I played as a number 10, I played with 4-3-3. But I was mostly, when we have the ball, I was mostly the guy who's like the number 10 who roams around. I don't know how you guys play right now.
No, the few times we have been here, we play 4-4-2 with two strikers.
Okay.
One I play with Murphy, and the one I play with Osimhen. So why I said, with me, to be honest, I don't care who I'm playing with. I just want to fight for my country, And I said it before. The way I play, I drop. So if I'm playing with two strikers, I know if the other type of striker is the first 9, then I can do the dirty job for him. If I'm playing with another type, I know. So when I'm playing with Vic, I know I have to work for Vic. I have to sacrifice for Vic because Vic is, like you said, we are different type. Vic is, Vic tempo is crazy. Victor is, So when I play with someone like this, I know I have to drop for him to do some certain thing for him. Then we can have more space in front of him.
I've got to say, Victor, doing this podcast, Nigeria are my adopted nation now after Scotland. So I'm bloody excited. The thought of the two Victors leading the line. And this African Cup of Nations, Nigeria have won it 3 times, of course, 1980, 1994, and then 2013. Last time you were the skipper, John. When you look at the makeup, and I know it's a 40-man squad, we're still waiting for the announcement, and it may well happen before this podcast comes out. Victor, of course, is going to be part of that 23-man squad. Do they have, when you look at the nucleus of that squad, do they have what it takes to clinch a 4th African Cup of Nations?
I think they do. Of course they do. We always, I've said it every time I've spoke about the Nations Cup. I've said it. We have the talent. We have the team to be able to win this tournament. But there's just certain aspect on the team that we need to sort out. I think when it comes to the striking force, everybody knows, okay, that area we don't have any problem there. Then when I start to trickle down, when it's, the midfield, okay, there is Ndidi, but then Ndidi, and then after Ndidi, then who you looking at? Aribo, okay, everybody talked about him when we left, that he was going to be the next guy. He hasn't really shown that much. Alex Iwobi, he's a guy who's always in and out. He does, sometimes you don't know what you get from him. But, he's been playing a bit.
For Fulham,
he's been doing okay, but he's also playing wide, wide. And when you look at the midfield and then you look at the defense and then you start to come down there, the defense as well, which I don't think is that strong. And obviously the big question is the goalkeeping situation. I mean, I don't know. We need to sort that issue out. I know Uzo, and then I know Uzo really well. And I played with him in the World Cup in 2018. But for us to be able to win, I think something that helped us when we won it, because we had a great goalkeeper, Vincent Nyama. We had Vincent was there. The best goalkeeper, for me, in my opinion, in Nigeria that I ever seen. I mean, I didn't watch the rest of them, but for me, he is top. And he was somebody that gave us that foundation to be able to we build on that foundation, and then the defense was strong, the midfield was powerful, and then we had the striking force. We had everything that worked for us. So I hope that those issues are sorted out, and then you guys can go on and have a good tournament. Of course, we can win it.
Oh, yeah, I'm loving the confidence. Yes, okay, one or two issues. Victor, the feeling in the camp, there'll be a lot of Nigerians that will listen or watch this podcast. Give us a flavour for the camaraderie. Are you a close-knit bunch? Do you all get on well?
Of course. That's one thing with we Nigerians. When we're in the national team, the bond is there because most of us knew each other before coming to Europe. So the bond is top.
I've got to ask, and we'll finish up in the next 5-10 minutes. It's been great to have you on this podcast. It's a really unfair question, this. But African Cup of Nations glory with Nigeria or a Bundesliga title with Bayer Leverkusen?
Don't put him in the spot there.
You're going to win both. You're going to win both.
Yeah, hopefully both.
I'm sure it will be both. If you continue the way that you're playing.
Of course, he can do both. I did both.
You did both.
I did both.
Yeah.
And you still didn't win African Bloody Player of the Year.
Exactly.
That's something that Victor might do if he wins the Bundesliga and the African Cup of Nations. And then it's back to life in Germany. And then it's hopefully, as you say, you're in the Europa League unbeaten there. I mean, you haven't lost a game with Leverkusen.
That's unbelievable.
This season.
Unbelievable.
That is unbelievable.
Unbelievable. I looked at the record, the stats today. It's unbelievable what you guys are doing. Unbelievable. And every weekend you look at it, you think, okay, this is the weekend, but you guys keep putting up some good performances, and and just still playing the way you play and scoring goals, free flowing football, and the pressure now is on Bayern. I mean, if you guys keep winning, the pressure will be on Bayern, and I really think long may it continues. I hope we can see a new team winning win the Bundesliga, but not in the Premier League.
And on that front then, again, looking ahead to the rest of the season, Victor, have you discussed, and this might sound like a really silly question, John's going to shoot me a bad look with this, but a defeat will surely come. Have you discussed when it does come how you make sure to get back and keep momentum? I'm always intrigued by that.
No. We haven't. You don't know when it's going to come, but yours is just when every game you play, just give 100%, then we see what happens. You don't know when they lose it. Of course, some players say we're gonna lose for sure, but when we play, we're like, not this game, not this one.
Yeah,
so we keep,
that's a mentality. That's a mentality. That's a mentality. It happened. Arsenal did it. Invincible.
Yeah.
Why not? You guys can do it.
Imagine.
So when we play, before game, we might say, some group of friends, I think this game. But when we're on the pitch, it's like, not today.
Yeah.
Not today.
So African Cup of Nations with Nigeria in February, Bundesliga title, May in Bayer Leverkusen, Xabi becomes Real Madrid boss, and you're at the Bernabeu in August as Real Madrid's new number 9. Is that the career trajectory that you're looking at here, Victor?
What a big dream.
It's a dream. Well, listen, it's been awesome to have you on the podcast. It really has. When John mentioned that you had said yes to us, I was excited because I'm a huge fan. There's a lot of people out there who are big fans. We had Jose Mourinho on the podcast in episode 7. Yeah. He is the special one. And not to embarrass this boy too much, but he's a special one as well. He's a big talent in world football.
He is. He will, definitely will become one. Definitely, I think obviously, like I said, there's so much room for him to improve. But like I said, I watched him, and I love to see strikers who are not just who are also technically very good, and he's got that. And when you have all that as a package, he's still young. He's 23 years old. Yeah. He has so much room to improve. Another 2-3 years, polished with the right coach where he's playing. I think the sky will be your limit, really.
Thanks a lot. I appreciate it.
Touched on it, Victor. There was nowhere to party in the northeast of Norway. You turned 23, I think it was 5 days ago from the time of recording this podcast. So what was the party like for your 23rd birthday?
I was with my grandmother flying from Germany to Nigeria.
You were with your grandmother?
Yeah, we're coming from Germany.
What a man.
I didn't celebrate.
You've got too much work to do, that's why.
No, because we finished the last game, I think, on the 21st. Then we fly from Germany on 23rd. So I was on the flight.
On the flight, there we are, a humble boy down to the last. Yeah. Victor Boniface, thank you so much. Good luck at the AFCON Cup of Nations, and good luck for the rest of the season.
Thanks a lot. See you guys.
Yeah, thanks. Bye.
Victor Boniface on the podcast, episode 8, the Obi-Wan podcast made possible by Bet Winner. John, you continue to knock it out the park. You got friends in high places. What a lovely young man he is.
Yeah, what a lovely guy. I mean, spoke really well and, gave us a lot of insight of, his life and what's happened and, his career is, it's amazing to see that. That's why sometimes when you speak about family, we really don't know what these young players go through, especially, when they come from Africa. You see where you leave your family and you come over to a whole totally country, new experience for you, and then you lose your mom in the middle of that. I mean, that's crazy. And then people see him, they're like, what's happening to him? They don't know this, he's going through so much. That's why when you don't talk about things, when people don't open up, you don't know what's happening. So you open up, we talk about things, and you learn about people.
The other thing that amazes me, and I wasn't aware of this in actual fact, he's 23 years of age. He's had 2 ACLs injuries.
Yeah.
I mean, that in itself, John, it's remarkable.
That's remarkable. I mean, when he said it, I remember a certain teammate, Michael Essien, who suffered similar thing, was always injured, and same was always ACL. He had on both knees. I think then the doctor said, listen, your weight on your thighs are so heavy to carry your knees can't be able to hold them. That's why you keep having them. Because when you look at Michael, his thighs are this massive. But then when you look at his knees are that tiny. And then it made sense what the doctor said, because he kept having a recurrence of same injury. And then until he started to lose the upper body to be able to give his knees a rest, a freedom to be able to move. And then it started to work out much better for him. But then, Michael suffered. It's so sad when you see players go through those injuries, because it's an injury that keeps you out of the game for like 6-7 months.
Worries? Should we be worried about that? And obviously we don't know his injury history. We know he's had 2 ACLs. He's still a young man. But 2 ACLs at a young age.
At the age of 23. Yeah.
Fingers crossed.
That's something he needs to obviously probably look at. Food related diet, and when you see a team like Bayer Leverkusen now, football clubs look into that and they help the players as well. Even when the players don't need it, they help them to make sure they look after themselves properly.
Well, what an absolute gem he was. Victor Boniface, remember the name. I know an awful lot of people are already aware of him. But his breakout has been this season. Bundesliga Rookie of the Month for August, September, October and November.
4 times in
so
a row.
he's doing something right.
Yeah, he's doing something right.
And you love him because you said it to him. It's not just the goals. He's getting assists.
It's all-round game. Yeah, all-round game. He's a I think I'll be surprised if he stays another season after this season.
I'm like you. And
I'll
you
be surprised.
said it, John. You watched the game. You know it.
Yeah.
He would be perfect.
He will
Xabi
be.
Alonso's way of playing, not too dissimilar to, dare I say it, Mikel Arteta.
Yeah.
Gabriel Jesus has got his injury problems. Eddie Nketiah, in my opinion, not quite at the standards.
Exactly.
I'm doing your job. I'm becoming the Scottish John Shittu.
20% each.
I'll definitely take that. I can retire off the back of that. He'd be great in the Premier League. But amazing to hear him say, not a fan.
Yeah, I mean, obviously we all kind of say that, but then when the Premier League calls, it is the Premier League. So yeah, you pick up the phone. So I give him, you know, I don't know what his next move is going to be, but you know, if he wants to play proper football and test himself at the highest level, and there's no better place than the Premier League. No disrespect to the Spanish league or the Italian league, but the physicality, the pace of the game, the emotion of the game, it's the Premier League. So that's where you come to the Premier League to enjoy and live the game, and I hope he comes to the Premier League.
Right then, maybe next season. Victor O, Chelsea number 9. Victor B, Arsenal's number 9. We wait to see with interest on that. But listen, John, episode 8. Done and dusted.
Yep.
Well done in snaring Victor. I know you are literally the John Shittu of the podcast world, because that phone of yours never stops. You're
trying,
still talking.
Trying.
A lot of people. Got to stay tuned for what we've got upcoming. But it's always a pleasure, John. Thank you so much.
Yep.
Great festive period. You've enjoyed it?
I have. It's been amazing. It's been great, isn't it? It's been,
nice over here when the sun's shining.
Just
John.
chill, and the sunshine.
It's not
doesn't feel a bit more like like it is, back in the UK with the rainy day, the grey, it rains in 5 minutes. Great, the whole thing. That's what makes the Christmas, and here you don't get that, but yeah.
You've enjoyed it.
We can't complain.
Let me ask, before we finish up on this episode, do you miss festive football, Boxing Day?
Yes.
Do you miss it?
Yes. I used to love it. One of my favorite times of the year, and during the calendar year of the season was the festive year. I loved it because the games comes thick and fast. So if you make a mistake, if you have a shit game yesterday, you have 2 days to make sure you make up for it. So yeah, it's perfect. It's really good for the players. I hate when I see managers or players complain about it. The loads of the too many games and all that. This is the Premier League. We have to enjoy it. That's what makes it special. That's what makes it different from every other league. We play during the festive season. There's no excuses. You have to get on with it.
Yeah, you lucky buggers, being able to play football for a living over the festive period. That is episode 8 of the Obi-Wan podcast, made possible, of course, by BetWinner. A big shout out to our sponsors. We'll be back with another episode. I appreciate following up from the special one was difficult, but that boy is special. He's got a big future in the game.
Yeah.
Victor Boniface, remember the name.
Winning has always been my driving force. Growing up, I dreamt of playing for the Nigerian national team. My passion led me there. The support and unity of players and Nigerian fans led us to the final. Together, we won the African Cup of Nations. A moment that will forever be carved in my heart. Join the winning team with BetWinner.